Arsenal is taking on Brentford. That is on a Saturday. A team that is just 4 points off the relegation zone. Brentford is really doing bad. They are having 20 points in 27 games played, and all they need to do is to collect like 10 more points to see to it that obviously climax 40, because I've never gonna hate to see a team that has gonna hate obviously hit 40 points and really get relegated out of the Premier League. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a day, and hope you guys are really having fun wherever you are. Now today is a Friday in my country by the time of recording, meaning that the game of football is going to be played tomorrow and you guys are really ready for this. But Arsenal is third with 61 points, right? And Man City is second with 62 points. Liverpool is leading the table and they're having 63 points. Remember, over the weekend, after Arsenal plays Brentford and they win, they'll go on top of the Premier League table. That is Arsenal for you, and I think this is the right time for them to go there, because Man City and Liverpool are going to be playing one another over the weekend in a very heated up match that's going to be played at the Anfield. And in the morning, I think I'll start up with the match preview of Man City versus Liverpool, as I bring you who is available and who is not available. Then later, I think I'll bring you what these two managers have gone here to say about each other team. So, Arsenal fans, you shouldn't be excited that you're going to top the table. All you have to first do is cross the bridge. How do you first cross the bridge? By beating Brentford and knocking them out of your way to see to it that you register those points in. Remember, last season, Arsenal went ahead to obviously get robbed by VAR by allowing in the offside goal of Ivan Toney to count, and that game ended 1-1, and VAR was like they forgot to draw the lines, and Ivan Toney was rewarded that goal, but that goal was really offside, and Ivan Toney was really one of the lethal strikers last season because he went ahead to score 20 goals, and if it was known for his banning, all getting banned by the FA Cup for his betting reasons, he would have gone ahead to find himself in a better team. Or if it was not that, if he never moved on, he would have gone ahead to start off this season again on a high and would have gone ahead to help the side of Brentford to at least have more and more points, because Ivan Toney went ahead to win them very many points. And you've gone ahead to say that ever since he has gone ahead to return, he has gone ahead to score, I think, is it 5? Let me see. Ivan Toney, how many goals have you gone ahead to score ever since you returned from your suspension? I think you returned on the 17th of January, and he has played 8 games. He has 4 goals, so it shows you that he missed out on almost half of the season. And if he was going to average 4 goals in 8 games, that means they are some 19 games that they never went ahead to play, and that means would have gone ahead to be having a double figure of goals like 12 or 13, depending on what has gone ahead to show after his return. But Brentford is really a side that has gone ahead to struggle this season, and away from home, it's a team that has not gone ahead to be doing very well. And when you look at their games they played away from home, West Ham beat them by 4-2. Man City beat them by 1-0. You know, Liverpool came and beat them by 4-1, and they last won away from home when they beat Wolverhampton Wanderers by 2-0. That is Brentford. That is Brentford for you. But they come into this game of football, and they come into this game of football knowing that when Arsenal played them last season or this season at home, I'm talking about at the home of Brentford, Arsenal beat them by 1-0. It was a Kai Havertz late winner that really gave Arsenal those 3 points. And they've gone ahead to face Arsenal when Arsenal is really on fire. 7 games, 21 points gathered. Those are maximum. And Arsenal has gone ahead to score 31 goals. Now, how many will they let in? We wait and see how that pans out. Rokani David is my name. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And I call upon for you guys to continue subscribing to this channel, because we want to hit the magic number of 20,000 subscribers, and I believe that we can hit that milestone before the end of this week, and let's hope this all goes on as well. The Muslims, it's a Juma Karim, and now let's get to those Arsenal players that are really missing in action. Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Julian Timber, those three are really doubtful for this game. And Martinelli is also doubtful, though Arteta is going to have to give us a positive update that Martinelli might be back in time to obviously play the game of Brentford. But the other player who is fit that is not allowed to play is David Raya. David Raya is not allowed to play in this beautiful game of football because you all know that he is not eligible to play in this match as he is on loan from Brentford. So he's not supposed to be playing here, and a lot has to obviously come into place to see to it that this man really doesn't really play this beautiful game of football. And for Julian Timber and others, they're really struggling to obviously get back, but I think it will be early for them for this game of Brentford, and no way he's really gonna return. For Zinchenko, by the way, we might be shocked with the return of Zinchenko very soon. If you don't mind, he might really show up in a very good way and form, but I think he'll make it on the bench as the manager believes he needs him in the Champions League because of his experience. But when we look at Conceição and how he plays, I think I'd rather really keep it up with Jakub Kiwior as he plays onto that side. Then we go to the other player, that is Tomiyasu. The manager told us that Tomiyasu is really trying to fight, obviously, see to it that he really comes in through and really gets going to give Arsenal the best that they deserve as a team. So that is how Arsenal is, almost their squad is really fully packed. And you know what it means when we talk about a fully packed squad, because even Gabriel Jesus is really doing well and ready to obviously contend for a starting position in the squad of Arsenal. Remember, Arteta's gonna hate really put in a side that was really unchanged to the one that really went ahead to play against Newcastle. Is he gonna really bring back the same 11? We're here waiting to see how things are really gonna pan out into that fixture, because Arteta is a manager who has shown us that he can really do anything at any time. Jorginho was in the midfield. Is he gonna really be in the midfield? We wait and see how that is really gonna really act in there for you. When we go to Brentford is really one of those teams that have gone ahead to really continue and really shock the world with the injuries they're really having. They're really having very many injuries, and I'm gonna read you. I'll bring you the list of Brentford. You understand? I'm gonna bring you that list of Brentford very soon. As you smash the like button, close to how many times? Close to 300 times, because this video is really very important to the viewers of this channel. When you go to Brentford, they are not having Brian Mbeumo, Kevin Shad, he's having a groin injury, Mbeumo is having an ankle injury, Aaron Hickey is having a hamstring injury, Ethan Pinnock is having an ankle injury, Rico Henry is having an injury, Josh Da Silva is having an injury, and Ben Mee will miss the rest of the season. But Neil Maupe and Ivan Toney are really available. And for the side of Brentford, they expect to have Franken in goal, Zanka, Collins, Aja, and Rosloff. That is in the back four. Then Jenelt, Jensen, and Nogard in the midfield. Roglan Wissa and Ivan Toney in the mix. So, talk of Wissa went ahead to score a very beautiful goal, by the way, over the weekend. If at all you saw that goal, when they are drawing 2-2, I think 2-2 with Chelsea, it was really a very good volley that saw his ball directly in the back of the net, and it resulted into him getting to where he is. And it's really nice that he went ahead to score that goal, returning from the African Cup of Nations and really putting up such a show for the side of Brentford. So let's go into the predicted starting 11 for the side of Arsenal, and I know you guys are really geared up to really look through and really ask yourself, what is it gonna really be looking like? Because it's really one of those moments that you'll have to really look at and really ask, what is Arsenal gonna really put up onto the cards to really come in through and really play this beautiful game of football that has gonna hate to see to it that Arsenal gets itself to where they deserve to be. Let me try to look for it here. something has gone ahead, obviously, really disorganized my day. I had put David Raya into goal, yet I had forgotten that he is really out of this fixture. And Arsenal Brentford, where are you? Oh my goodness, it's really tiresome. Where is my predicted starting 11? Let me export this. Let me export this to Arsenal Brentford, and I'm putting it in the download section. Let me really export it in a moment. But all I want to let you know is that Arsenal is really working hard to stay on top of the Premier League table, and no one is really gonna stop their mission that is really going to see to it that they obviously continue squad. If you're asked that, do you think Arsenal is going to really lose this game, I'll tell you it's one of those things that can happen, but on the percentage, Arsenal is really having a very good percentage to win. They're the favorites to win this game of football, and if you're Arsenal, these are games that you should really rectify. Like last season you drew, and this time you're supposed to obviously go ahead and do the needful and put in a show. Now, head-to-heads, Arsenal have only lost one of their last meetings with Brentford in all competitions. 7 wins, 2 draws, and a 0-2 defeat in the Bees' first ever Premier League game in August 2021. You remember that game when Brentford came in through and beat Arsenal by 2-0. You know, Arsenal really had very many players who really were suffering in from COVID-19. Secondly, Brentford have won just 1 in 9 visits to Arsenal in all competitions. 4 draws, 4 losses, and 2-0 league win in April 1938. Thirdly, after losing 2-0 to West Ham and 2-1 to Fulham at the end of the 2023, Arsenal's 2 Premier League London derbies so far in 2024 have seen them beat Crystal Palace 5-0, West Ham 6-0. Only the Gunners themselves in 1934 to 1935 have ever scored 5 goals plus in 3 consecutive London derbies matches in English history. So we all know that this team is best in London, you know, that is Brentford, and Arsenal have on a daily basis gonna hate to annihilate teams that really play in London. And we go to the 4th head-to-head. Arsenal have won all 7 of their Premier League games in 2024, scoring 31 times and conceding just 3. They are the first side in the English top flight football to have scored 30 goals plus in their first 7 games in a calendar year, with 29 and previous most by Sunderland in 1893 and Arsenal in 1931. Lastly, Brentford have dropped a league high 28 points from winning positions in the Premier League this season. It's the most since Southampton 2021-2022, while only 4 sides have ever dropped 30 points in a single campaign. That is Newcastle in 2004-2005, where they dropped 31 points. Chelsea in 1995 to 1996, they dropped 31 points. Wimbledon in 1999 to 2000 dropped 33, and Tottenham Hotspur in 2007 from winning positions they dropped 33 points. That's how Brentford have gone ahead to become. And talking of those points they went ahead to lose as Brentford, you will never forget that game of Man United where Scott McTominay came off the bench and went ahead to obviously annihilate them with a brace that gave United a win that was really highly called for by the side of Man United. So let's get into this, and it's all about the predicted starting 11 for the side of Arsenal as they take on Brentford at the Emirates Stadium, a stadium that capacity had 704 people, as Arsenal returns home. And last time they played home, they beat Newcastle by 4 goals to 1. How is it going to be against Brentford? Aaron Ramsdale, no doubt, is going to be in print stitches for the club of Arsenal. That is it. No doubt about that. He's really going to be in the goal of Arsenal. And this might be his game or his last game for Arsenal. Unless otherwise, David Raya gets injured. Hall really gets a send-off to miss a certain game, a certain match. Arsenal will never see this guy play for them. It might be his last game for Arsenal, and the good thing is that he's playing it in front of the fans of Arsenal, the Emirates, and these fans will come in through and really give him a required goodbye. Right back, it's Benjamin White, I think, who's going to come in through. I'm really having a thought that maybe Thomas Partey will get a go to the right back position as Arteta tries to really look for fitness or full energy for Benjamin White as they play against FC Porto. But the Arteta, I know, will have to put Benjamin White. He doesn't want to cross the bridge before he reaches it, and he knows that Tomiyasu is not far off from really returning to play for the side of Arsenal. Then left back, we all know that it's gonna be Jakub Kivio, man on fire. If you see him play, you really get to know that Arsenal really have a very good scouting eye and sporting director, because they spotted him very, very well, and he went ahead to put in a shift that was really required for at that particular moment. When we go to the central defense, it's William Saliba for me and Gabriel Magalhaes. I've gone ahead to see people spreading these photos and combining them with other central defense partnerships in the world, and I think if they really want to be into that ilk, they should continue performing well in the Champions League. Knock out FC Porto, and I think that will be valid. And I think I'll be doing that story. Let me even write it somewhere here. Let me try to write it. Let me try to write it down here. Where is my pen? All right. There are some stories I'm really gonna do, you know, that I'm planning of doing, and that is gonna have to join my queue, you know. One, Saliba, right? I'm noting it down. Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, best central defense partnership video. I'm gonna really try to do it, and I think I'll drop it next week, because I've gonna hate to see this, and they've been comparing him with Virgil van Dijk and Konate. We all agree that it's one of the best central defense partnerships in the world. Then they've talked about Upamecano and Kim Min-jae. Then Ruben Diaz and John Stones. So I think I'll also add Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez. You get? I think, to me, those might come in through as the best top 5, but who tops it? I think for now, if Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba take Arsenal to the next round of the Champions League, I think they will really be valued a lot and a lot and a lot. And guess what? If they really reach the final, I think Arsenal will have William Saliba into that team of Europe, best team of Europe, because I really trust them and what they've gone ahead to do for the club of Arsenal. We go to the midfield. I see a Jorginho maintaining his position into that game of football, because he went ahead to play very well and he got rested, by the way. You know, the manager rested Jorginho after all what he had to do in that game. Even the game of Newcastle played like 70 minutes and took him off. This game he played like 60, took him off and brought on Thomas Partey. And Thomas Partey had some minutes to play with Declan Rice, but I don't think that Thomas Partey will start. Then the other two midfielders that will play alongside Jorginho, Odegaard and Declan Rice. And what the manager will want to do is to kill off this game early enough and rest these players again. He rested, I think Odegaard played 90 minutes, but he rested Jorginho and Declan Rice. So this manager is really gonna be really getting these players back and putting them into that system to see that obviously work to his advantage. And I think that midfield 3 will really do wonders for the club of Arsenal, because it should be the midfield starting in the game of FC Porto next Tuesday. We go to the front line. I think Bukayo Saka is gonna head to heel and he's gonna start as a left forward. No reason to doubt about him, because for him it's just illness, and he's gonna really start and continue his run of really scoring goals in the Premier League. He's having 13 goals, 7 left for him to really reach 20. I know he's gonna hit 20, and don't be surprised on Saturday when this boy comes in through to put in close to a brace for a hat-trick. I know in the remaining 11 games Saka has his hat-trick. He has his hat-trick already, but I don't know against which team he's really gonna score it. And tomorrow, or Saturday, might be the day where that will happen. Left forward, I think it's gonna be Trossard. Martinelli is gonna be rested, because no reason to hurry him back when he's not really at that level. And that is Trossard for you. Having gone ahead to come in through and really played a few minutes when they're playing against Sheffield, but I think he now has a chance to start into that lineup of Arsenal. But Arteta might really shock us and really start Gabriel Jesus and Kai Havertz into the same team, like start Gabriel Jesus as a left forward, because he tried it out when Arsenal was playing against Sheffield, right, over the weekend. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. This is Rokani David. That is my predicted starting 11. I don't know what your thoughts are about it, but it's Ramsdale in goal because Raya is incapable to play against his team that really has rights over him. And then Benjamin White right back, Jakub Kivior left back, Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba, then Jorginho, Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, and Alejandro Trossard. But Ivan Toney is really one of those to watch. By the way, Ivan Toney should be watched because he has all the attributes to kill off games like that, and we wait to see how he's going to disturb this defense of Arsenal, because his physicality is really undoubted. But when you look at the physical attributes of of Saliba and Gabriel Magalhaes, I think it's very hard for him to prevail. And they're having Wissa is really one to watch, and Maupe also one to watch. Even this Spazzoloni, who was at Old Trafford and his spell was really cut short, that is Sergio Reguilon. He found himself in a proper position of really getting a long spell there, and is really performing very, very well. So we wait and see how that happens, but I give Arsenal a 4-0 win, 4-1 win, because at home Arsenal really concedes a lot. So that's what I had for you here onto the Rokani Media Football. I sign out for now. See you later, and I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ, and may the living God bless you abundantly. Rokani David is my name. I'm out for now. See you later. Good morning and happy Women's Day, because I know it's the 8th of March and it's a happy Women's Day. I'm out. Ciao, ciao.